14 years, I worked on an assembly line. I got up every morning, drove 20 miles, and spent 8 hours tightening nuts.
Why were you laid off?
My entire division was replaced by a silicon chip.
I see.
Apparently sand can do my job better than I can.
Did you try seeking help from your union?
Not yet. I do plan to talk to my union officer as soon as he's paroled.
The guy was framed.
His brother.
He was doing a friend a little favor, so his friend did him a little favor. It was in cash. No one was supposed to know.
Have you considered changing careers, Harvey?
I was thinking about becoming a truck driver, but amphetamines give me headaches.
I see.
Oh, I do have an interview at the Toxic Waste Dump next week. They say garbage is a growth industry.
Edna, do you work?
Oh yeah, I'm a supermarket checkout clerk.
What's that?
Well, after people buy their groceries, I wave the food over a scanner like this, and then put it in a bag, while the customers stare at me like I'm not smart enough to do this.
Then how often each day do you do this?
Oh, I don't know, probably 100 times.
Aren't you concerned that this might eventually become boring?
Oh, it got boring after the 4th bag.
Have you considered changing jobs?
Gee, I don't know, most of life is boring, isn't it?
If I could just put things into perspective.
Later, you'll get a chance.
But I don't think that.
Do you two have any children?
Oh yes, Michael, who's 16, and Wendy, who's just about 13.
Can you describe them?
They're just wonderful.
Harvey?
Yeah, they're pips.
Are they good students?
They're okay.
Do they excel at anything? Anything?
Michael was just made group leader at his drug rehabilitation center.
Does Wendy take drugs?
Oh no, never. She knows better.
She just spends all day in the bathroom dyeing her hair on natural colors.
Some of which are very creative.
Yeah, like one day her head's gonna end up in an art gallery.
She's going through a rough time. She still hasn't gotten over the shock of menstruation.
Not to question your ways or anything, but could you think of anything better than puberty?
No, not really. I tried.
Harvey, please.
She's supposed to be all-knowing and all-powerful, and she can't even make their teeth grow in straight. Do you know how much that cost me?
We're supposed to be representing the entire human race.
I think you're doing a splendid job.
How would you say your intimate relations are?
Pardon me?
Hey,
We really could use the information.
It's fine.
Harvey?
yeah, it's fine.
So both of you are completely satisfied with your intimate relations?
Completely.
More or less.
More.
It's fine, it's fine.
Is it?
Well, you design them, and you know how it is.
How is it?
They just don't seem to like it as much as men.
I like it.
Yeah, I know you like it.
I like it just fine.
I don't always like it.
I always fulfill my obligations, don't I?
I can't tell you what a turn on that attitude is.
Maybe it's because I get tired of hearing you yell at Miley Cyrus's name when you get excited.
I demand once, and you find up 15 million.
I swear there isn't a single female celebrity he hasn't slept with. It is mine, that is.
This isn't the place to discuss
They
this.
want to know what we're like.
Yeah, excuse me, I got a question.
Yes?
When you design women, why'd you make it taking so long to rev up?
Actually, if their response cycle hasn't been repressed, it shouldn't take long at all.
See, I told you it wasn't her fault.
Well, it wasn't mine.
Harvey and Edna, what would you consider the best moment of your lives?
Oh, that's easy. It was the day Harvey proposed to me. It was the first nice day of spring, and we were having this picnic in the park. I had made chicken salad sandwiches, and potato salad, and carrot raisin salad, and
Did
macaroni
Harvey
salad.
make anything?
I think I picked up a six-pack.
No, you were going to, but since I had to go back to the store to pick up more mayonnaise, you decided to let me get it.
Why didn't Harvey purchase the mayonnaise when you went to buy the six-pack?
Anyway, so we were having this picnic in the park, and when we finished eating, I wiped Harvey's mouth with my napkin, and he wiped my mouth with his.
It's this thing we do.
And I remember Harvey looking right in my eyes and saying, "Let's make it legal." And I thought, this man knows what I want.
And was this the best moment of your life too, Harvey?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You don't have to lie to them. You told me what you thought was the best.
Oh, the day I proposed to you was one of the best.
What was the best?
Well, it was last summer, and I was having this really lousy day, like 100% sucko lousy.
Sucker. A colloquial adjective derived from the word suck.
The point is, the day stunk. It was like 100 degrees out and 100% humidity. And it was even worse in the house because all of our air conditioners had been repossessed. And then the mail came. It was all bills, big bills. And I got so frustrated, I just turned on the TV, but we were behind on our cable bills, so that didn't work either. I got so mad I threw a shoe at the TV. It didn't break. Whatever. And I was in the backyard.
And that was the best moment of your life.
I'm getting to it. So on my way to, I hate being interrupted. So on my way to the backyard, I went to the kitchen and got myself a beer. Now, I'm not sure if any of you guys are beer drinkers. I guess not. Usually when you drink a beer, it's either too cold or not cold enough. Or it's got too much foam or it's a lousy brand. But you still drink it, because that's what life's about, accepting the beer you're given. But it's something that you'd get enthused about, but this beer, it was delicious, just right. I can still remember sitting in my backyard thinking, I'm broke, I'm unemployed, I got no escape, not even TV, but this moment, it's perfect.
I really must interrupt.
I told you.
I don't think it's fair to judge the whole human race on such a limited sample.
Hey, take responsibility for your own actions, why don't you?
Harvey, please.
She said that we can say whatever you want.
Yes, but we don't know if she's going to be loving and forgiving or righteous and vindictive.
Why do you insist upon giving me human qualities? It's quite a projection.
Hey, you created us.
But I gave you free will.
That's it, pass the buck.
I'm not passing the buck.
You and your free will. What good is it, huh? I exert my free will all over the place, and all it does is get me thrown out of bars.
You don't understand the concept. I gave you choices.
Yeah, like being able to vote for a president and making all the candidates jerks.
More to it than that.
Wait, if I really had free will, do you really think this is the kind of life that I would have free willed?
Maybe it is.
Let me tell you something. If you designed us so that we make the free will choice of this life, then you're really sick.
Harvey,
You could have made better choices.
I can't afford better choices. My credit cards are already up to the limit.
Excuse me.
Harvey,
It's like everything that's great about life, she's supposed to get credit for. And everything that's lousy about it, we're supposed to get blamed. Well, that's not fair.
Harvey,
It's
please.
just not fair.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, but our time is almost over. If I may, I have one final question.
Go ahead, Professor.
Do you think that the world is getting better or worse?
Worse.
Much worse. Everyone knows that.
Then why do you keep living?
What do you mean?
Well, your lives vary between Boral and Dismal. Your future holds no promise. Why do you keep living?
I just dropped 10 pounds. I'm not going to die now.
And that's why you keep living.
Well, we also have to stick around for our kids.
Yeah.
After all, if it worked for us, who'd be their role models?
I think you just blew it.
They're good kids.
I know, but you can't tell that just by looking at them.
They're going to be fine eventually. They're just going through a difficult phase.
Yeah, it's called life.
I really don't understand. With your attitudes, why do you keep living?
Hey, if you're suggesting that I drop dead, forget it. Make too many people happy.
There are things in life to look forward to, special things. Things that make life worth living.
Name 3.
Well, the day after Thanksgiving, there are some great sales. And on days off, sometimes I wear pajamas till noon. And about every 6 months, I'll bag someone's groceries, and they'll say thank you like they really mean it.
Don't you think those are rather trivial things?
So, I lead a rather trivial life. I know it.
I don't think you guys realize how hard it is being a human being.
Is it difficult?
You bet it is.
You never feel like you have enough brains.
And you're always getting these urges, these impulses that make no sense whatsoever.
Your kids look to you for answers, but you can't think of anything, so you end up giving them the same stupid answers your parents gave you.
When I think that there are people out there that are dumber than I am, I get scared. So, why'd you do it?
Do what?
Why'd you make us so messed up?
You're missing the point. I didn't create the human beings so that each one would work perfectly. I created the human beings so that humanity as a whole would work perfectly.
But humanity as a whole doesn't work perfectly.
It doesn't work perfectly at all, and we have it better than most people.
Do you?
Oh yes, most people have life of misery, pain, and injustice.
But I gave human beings all the resources they need. Why, I gave you the ingredients for paradise.
You're a real tease, you know that?
What do you mean?
You made the world so wonderful and our lives so difficult. I mean, maybe we're not the best examples of human beings, but we're trying as hard as we can, and we want to be decent people, we want our kids to turn out, and we want to have happy lives, and we're trying so hard! But, you know what it's like to know you're doing your best and your life still stinks?
Yeah, good work, buddy.
I do not.
Yes, you do. You're a good wife, you're a good mother, and you're one of the best supermarket clerks in Dayton.
You really think so?
Hey, as far as I'm concerned, if anyone has you bag their groceries, it's their lucky day.
Thanks.
If our kids turn out okay,
If?
when our kids turn out okay, it'll all be because of you.
Well, you have a lot to do with.
I hope our kids don't turn out like me. That's my hope for the future.
I think we're ready to decide a grade.
Not all human beings are like this. If only you had met John and Mary.
Oh yeah, sure. Show off a couple of bozos you made life easy for.
I gave them the exact same universe I gave you.
You sound like my dad sometimes, you know that?
John and Mary have done so much with their lives.
John's the biggest phony in Dayton.
He is not.
Oh, yes he is. When he goes to church, it's not to pray. It's just to suck up to you. And Mary's worse.
Is she, Edna?
Do I have to be honest?
We'd appreciate it.
Well, then Mary, who, for the record, no longer has the nose you gave her. She may spend all day healing the sick, but have you ever tried to just sit down and have a nice conversation with her? I helped so many people today, Edna. Of course, not as many as you checked out.
They're great people, all right. I'm pretty sure they will have given you all the answers you wanted.
And for the rest of our lives, they would have bored us at dinner parties saying, we helped the Almighty get an A.
Can I just say one thing on my behalf?
Go ahead. This is your chance.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Please.
We're listening. Well, they look so good on paper.
Thank you. We'll copy now to decide your final grade.
They decide right on the spot.
Yes.
What degree are you going for, anyway?
My and you.
And you?
Master of the universe.
There is something so exquisite in their design.
They're impractical.
Hey, can I ask you a question that's bothered me since I was a kid?
Sure.
How come there's maple walnut and butter pecan ice cream instead of maple pecan and butter walnut?
I don't think I can answer that.
Nobody can.
Despite all their flaws, they've survived for thousands and thousands of years. And they have such nice feet.
They have such nice feet. It's from the ankles up that make me nervous.
Still, their genetic engineering is most advanced. And they're also biodegradable.
This is gonna make it's gonna make some story to tell our friends.
Oh, I'm afraid that once you're teleported back to Earth, you won't remember a thing.
Well, so much for going on talk shows.
And I had already decided what I was going to wear.
Let's face it, we're gonna spend the rest of our lives as ordinary people.
Darn it.
Yes, 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 there is much wrong with the project. I still don't think it's fair to call the student an underachiever.
I don't understand why she created them at all.
Maybe they're not perfect, but there is something so beautiful and special about them.
Is it okay if I take off my slippers?
Plan ahead.
Your bunion's acting up again.
Yes.
You gotta stop buying teeny shoes. You don't got teeny feet.
I buy shoes the right size.
No, you don't. You keep insisting that your shoes are one size smaller than they really are. And that's why they're always in such lousy shape.
I'm changing my grade.